Okay, inscribed quadrilaterals. Notice yesterday we talked about that circumscribed polygon. It was outside of the circle. This is the inscribed, so it's inside of the circle. Notice this quadrilateral, the entire quadrilateral is inside of the circle here. If it's inscribed in a circle, then its opposite angles are supplementary. And y'all are pretty good about knowing what that means, but let's just formalize it. The measure of angle A plus the measure of angle C is equal to 180 degrees, and that means the measure of angle B plus the measure of angle D is equal to 180 degrees. So if we know A, then we can find C. If we know D, we can find B. We can find all the rest of them based on the fact that a quadrilateral has how many degrees? 360. Okay, 360 total degrees in a quadrilateral. So let's find some measures here. The measure of angle J, well, J is opposite of L. So 180 minus 92 leaves us with 88 degrees. The measure of angle K, K is opposite of M. M was 45, so that leaves us with what, 135 for angle K. Okay, number 2. All right, number 2. They give us angle Q, so that means the first one of these that we can find is which one? S. Okay, angle S would be what, 87? 87 degrees for angle S. Now, P and R, they didn't give us either one of them, but look at what other information they give us. They give us some arcs, so we have to add this to what we already know. These are inscribed angles. It's an inscribed quadrilateral, so they are inscribed angles. So let's see what we can match up here. Angle P. P is the first one. They just listed them in alphabetical order there. So let's see here. Angle P intersects that arc right there. From Q to R to S is the arc that angle P intersects. It's not labeled, but the rest of the circle is, right? If we look at it from P to Q, that's 126. From P to S, that's 90. So how many total angles in the, or degrees in the circle? 360. So 360 minus the 126 minus the 90 gives us 144. That's the whole arc here from Q to R to S is 144. What's the relationship between the arc and an inscribed angle? Half, right? Half, because it's smaller. Divide by 2. That'll give us angle P. Angle P is 72 degrees. So then angle R is its supplement. So 180 minus 72 is what, 108? Okay, so you may have to put what we just learned about these supplementary angles together with what we've learned before. All right, so let's look at number 3. Number 3, they give us Y. Okay, Y is opposite of W, so that means W is 180 minus 51, so 129. 129 degrees for angle W. Angle V, okay, trace it out. It will help you immensely. You have the picture in front of you, so use it. Draw all over it. So angle V there intercepts the arc from Y to X to W. Again, this one's not labeled, but they labeled the remainder of the circle. So we can subtract from 360 to get that arc that we need. That's 192 for this whole arc. And then the inscribed angle that goes with that arc is half of the measure, so it is 96. So that's V. V is 96. X is its supplement, so 84. 84 degrees for angle X. On number 4, they don't give us any of the angles inside of our quadrilateral here. So that means we're going to have to start with these arcs. When I look at it, what my eye is drawn to is that angle D intercepts from A to B to C. And they give us the two pieces that make up A to B to C. So we can add them together. 39 plus 61, that's what, 100. So D is half of that. D is 50 degrees. Which angle is opposite of D? B. So B is its supplement, so 130 degrees for angle B. All right, we got to be able to figure out A and C. It's about the same difference, so let's just go with alphabetical order. Let's do A. Angle A, trace it out. Trace out the sides of angle A. So angle A goes from B to C to D. Do we know the measure from B to C to D? Yes, it's in pieces, but we know it. Part of it's 61, part of it's 147. So that's the whole thing from B to C to D is 208. Angle A is the inscribed angle that goes with that, so it's 104 degrees. C is its supplement, so we're left with 76 degrees for angle C. Okay, let's go from having all the measures to throwing some variables in there. Number 5, solve for X. Angle E is 68 degrees. Angle G has a variable expression. What's the relationship between E and G? They are supplementary. So when we add them together, they should equal 180. So add them together, they equal 180. So we've got 9x plus 63. We subtract the 63, so that's what, 117? Yes. And 117 divided by 9, doesn't look like it's divisible by 9, but it is 13. So x is 13, that's what they were asking us for, so we are finished. Number 6 is exactly the same. Let's look at number 7. Number 7, solve for x. So we have a variable expression there for angle L. And we have arcs from L to M and L to O. So let's see here. That angle there at L, I'm going to trace it out so that I can see what arc it intercepts. It would be great if I knew that measure, right? But I don't. I do not know the measure from O to N to M. Can I figure it out? Yeah, how do I figure it out? Subtract from 360. Oops, 136, 135. So we got 134 from O to N to M. That inscribed angle is half of that arc. Half of that arc is the angle. So this one really wasn't, yes, it's a quadrilateral, but we really didn't use that property that we've been working with. We could have done this one when we learned about inscribed angles. So 67 is equal to 15x minus 23. Add the 23. So that's 90 is equal to 15x. And what is that? 6. 6 is equal to x. It said solve for x, so we're finished. Number 8 is just like that one. Let's look at number 9. If the measure of angle W is 5x plus 1, so 5x plus 1 is here at W, the measure of angle Y is 13x minus 37, find the measure of angle Y. So W and Y are those opposite angles. So they're supplementary. So when we add them together, they equal 180 degrees. So we've got 18x minus 36 is equal to 180. So 18x is equal to 216. So x is equal to 12. Okay. X is equal to 12. Were they asking for x though? Nope, they wanted the measure of angle y. So we got to plug it back in. 13 times 12 minus 37. 13 times 12 minus 37. 119 degrees for angle y. Okay, questions?